Vogue just published an article titled "Having a Boyfriend is Embarrassing," and honestly, the fact that this even had to be written is a clear wake-up call for men.
We all remember, so the men now are reacting to the Vogue article that says is having a boyfriend, is it embarrassing now? That article has gotten a lot of men's reaction, so let's talk about it. Hey beautiful people, how you all doing today? It's your girl Destiny here, and welcome to my channel. How have you all been? Hope you guys are doing great. So today's video, I want to talk about that article from Vogue that said, is having a boyfriend embarrassing now? If you haven't seen the video, I did a video about this, but it was mostly women talking about this. But looking back on the discussion about this article on social media, I realized that a lot of men are talking about this, and I decided to bring the men perspective to this, because as much as this is, for me personally, I feel like this article is an amazing article. And let me know what you think. Have you read the article and what you think about the article? Hearing the men's own version of it and what they think about the article, I feel like this is an interesting take on it. So in this video, we're going to hear men's opinion on this article, and then we'll come back and talk more. And you guys let me know what you guys think, because I have a new not even like more take on this article. And yeah, so you want to watch this video to the end. So let's go check it out, and then we'll come back and talk more. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my channel. Have I said that a long time? No, subscribe. Okay.
Vogue magazine said having a boyfriend is embarrassing. This is what I've been telling y'all. This is what I've been teaching y'all. This is what I've been preaching. If she's paying all her own bills, if she's having to do everything, if she's fully independent, why does she need you? And if you're going to do the bare minimum, you're just like, oh, well, I want a girl and she better do this. And because I want it. It doesn't work like that. You need to be the best you can be. If you're going to be in a relationship, you need to provide protection, security. You actually need to provide for her, and you need to be ambitious. You need to be a king. You can't just be a regular old freaking pawn. This truly is a wake-up call. And the problem is there's all these influencers, this has been going on for a while now, trying to tell you the exact opposite. Oh yeah, women just bow to me and do this and this and that. And I'm not even going to say the names of those guys that promote that crap. We are in the age of Aquarius. Everything going on now, the energy of this is geared towards the goddesses of this realm. You either treat them the way they want to be treated, you provide for them, you actually bring value into a relationship and you build one, or you just ain't going to have it. And honestly, it is not hard. Be a man. Like, do what you're supposed to do. Be the best you'd want to be. Why would you want to be a loser? Why would you want to be that? Become the king. I will show you the way, kings. And goddesses, absolutely. There are great kings out there. You make sure you just set your standards and don't break them for anything.
Vogue just published an article titled "Having a Boyfriend is Embarrassing," and honestly, the fact that this even had to be written is a clear wake-up call for men. Because if women, smart, independent women with their own careers, homes, and lives, are saying that being in a relationship with a man feels like a downgrade, we are clearly doing something wrong. One of the quotes really stuck with me: being partnered doesn't affirm your womanhood anymore. It is no longer considered an achievement. That has to stop and make us think. There was a time when having a boyfriend, a husband, was seen as a step up, a kind of validation. Now it's something many women feel hesitant to even post about or tell anyone about. They feel like they need to hide it from their friends, their family, in fear of even being judged. Somewhere along the way, it seems that men stopped being a source of strength or support. Men became something that takes rather than adds value. And when you think about it, why would a woman with her own income, her own peace, and her own power choose to bring someone into her life who only adds stress or extra work? And I know for me, having a girlfriend isn't something you're entitled to. It's a privilege. And with that privilege comes responsibility. That might mean doing more of the day-to-day work, laundry, dishes, and things many men still expect women to mostly handle. It might mean supporting her ambitions, helping her go back to school, cheering her on in her career, or simply creating space for her to thrive. At its best, a relationship is about two people making each other stronger, better, helping one another become the best version of themselves. But if we're honest, it seems a lot of men aren't holding up to that side of the bargain right now, which is clear in the article. We need to change that. We need to start bringing back real value, emotional, practical, intellectual, so that being with us isn't embarrassing, it's empowering. So when Vogue says having a boyfriend is embarrassing, maybe it's less about mockery and more about disappointment, because the modern woman feels like being with a man is a step backwards. Got a lot of work to do.
Past couple of days, what has dominated my For You page is the Vogue article that, having a boyfriend is embarrassing. And what's more embarrassing is people who've actually taken that statement literally. Specifically men who's reacted and said, well, you can't date nowadays. People think it's embarrassing. You know, women hate us. Completely proving the point, because how can you still make an article that decenters you about you? I read the article itself, and I don't think the article is even about anything other than just pointing out how power dynamics exist in relationship. And when you decenter men, the whole structure of patriarchy is challenged. Now they feel insecure in where they stand in a relationship, because more women nowadays are not centering their existence around men. And it's been very interesting to watch a lot of these men make takes about this, very much centering their masculinity, which, because for a century, you know, men have made their whole existence centered around a woman needing them. Relying directly on patriarchy do that for them, because somehow deeply they've ingrained into women out there that they need to be validated by a man, supported by a man, and taken care of by a man, which is why men nowadays feel decentered in relationship, because the power dynamic and the shift no longer makes them the pinnacle point of a relationship. They're just an add-on extra. My conclusion is this article is not about attacking men, rejecting the idea that a man's presence is what makes a relationship valuable. That's why for some men out there, they feel disrespected by that.
That article is women hating women. That article is just women hating women.
It's so embarrassing to have a boyfriend. It's so embarrassing.
I actually went and read the article. She's just talking about how other girls treat girls. That's it, that's all. It has nothing to do with us, fellas. She's talking about how women treat women who have boyfriends and how it's embarrassing and how they think about each other and all that. Good morning. My wife messing up my video in here, just walking in here. I'm supposed to have a quiet house. That's how I talk to her, y'all. That's how I talk to her. Get out of here while I'm making my video. That's how I talk to her. Yeah, y'all tripping. Y'all big tripping. Generally, when it comes to men, we don't really talk to each other about our girls, about our women, about our wives. We don't really do that. And then y'all, for some reason, get upset that we don't do that.
Men's relationships are so surface level.
We don't judge each other about our women, you know. That's something we don't do. I ain't never looked at a dude, saw his wife and was like, ew. Now I think differently of you, unless she a damn OnlyFans model or some shit like that. And even then, just don't talk about it and I won't have nothing to say to you. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying?
I am happy and I am confident now that I can say this. That is your boyfriend embarrassing article on Vogue. Has to be one of the most poorly written pieces of essay, article, or media I've ever read in my entire life. I don't know what you people were all of a sudden getting some kind of higher I've written better stuff in my discussion boards in college, undergrad if you will. Like there's no way you're a journalist that you're writing this mediocre basic level type of high school write-up. Like what the hell is this? And some of you are trying to make some deep thought-provoking piece of something out of this whole thing. Like it doesn't. The only thing you guys saw was my boyfriend is embarrassing, and you guys just ran with it. Oh, my boyfriend is embarrassing. There was nothing new. This was just word salad. She was just writing to write. Basically, this is something somebody would write in their journal at home and say, "Oh, I've written something." You should not. I don't know what you people are reading, but there was nothing in that article. You should go and rewrite it and make some new introspections there.
I read Shantae Joseph's Vogue article, Is Having a Boyfriend Now Embarrassing? It's a really good read, honestly. I think it's like a nice little study about human behavior and the way that women are changing their dating patterns now. And I really like the conversation that's being had around it because they're calling out the weird-ass pick-me's that make having a boyfriend their whole personality, and also deconstructing and trying to leave behind the traditional heterosexual relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like women don't have to be in relationships that they don't want to be in anymore. Like back in the day, they had to stay with they men because they had to do that in order to survive, in order to be able to have access to money and funds and things like that. Women can just up and leave now, and that shit's cool as hell, bro. And it's really cool to me that women are leaving behind these traditional gender roles because like not everybody is meant to be a traditional woman or a traditional man. And you trying to force yourself into that kind of way of living is not healthy for you, and it only creates insecurity within yourself. Because like if you're unable to fulfill these kind of gender roles, it's going to lead to you feeling like you're less of a man or less than a woman. And then on the other hand, it's great for me because I hate a woman that makes being a girlfriend or wanting to be a wife her whole personality. Because there's nothing else going on in her life. And to me, I want my relationship to go as like us being our own separate people. We just happen to be dating. We just happen to be together. You know what I'm saying? I want to feel like we both have our own autonomy and we both can like go out and do things without each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause to me, that's the best kind of relationship. And if you disagree, that's up to you. Like that live your life how you want to live it. But like for me, I need that sense of self. I don't need to feel like I have to be around you all the time. But yeah, man, shout out Shantae Joseph. She did her thing. She was really in her bag. Her pen was going crazy with this shit.
Talking about how Vogue magazine came out with this article saying how having a boyfriend is embarrassing. And yes, I read the article, and all of the research and all of the study comes from social media. Well, most of it. And most of the women are saying, yeah, it's true, it's embarrassing. Even if I post my boyfriend or post somebody I'm talking to, I lose followers, yada, yada, yada. Who am I to disagree? Who am I to say it's not true? I ain't got no boyfriend. It's just kind of sad for me to just like sit back and witness like the downfall of relationships in its entirety. Like, because when you sit back and just really look at it, it really feels like, and I really believe this, like eventually relationships are going to be obsolete. It's just going to be something that not most people do or care to do at all. And nobody wants to take accountability, not men, not women, nobody. Everybody wants to point the finger and say it's men's fault, it's women's fault. Nobody's going to sit back and be like, well, maybe it's my fault that I haven't found anyone that I'm compatible with in my 30-something years life. I mean, I'm not surprised that all the women that seen and heard the article, read it, and completely ate it up. I'm not surprised at that. I'm surprised that they can't see the bigger picture and stuff like this. The obvious agenda of pulling women away from each other. Like, they hear shit like this and they think that it's making them more of a girl's girl when it's doing the total opposite. The makeup glam girlies versus the natural girls, the women with kids versus the women without kids, the women that don't mind paying a bill and going half, and the I am the table women. Now it's the single women versus the women in relationships, the embarrassed women with a boyfriend. Just another box to put y'all in, just another way to separate y'all ass. Thing is, they're trying to make it political, but I used to never think it was political until I really sat and thought about it, and I was just like, damn, when I do see a woman that don't genuinely hate men, I do think they Republican. It went from a couple years ago saying, oh, a man is not hard to get. Then last year it was like, okay, having a man is not a flex. Now it's having a man is just full on embarrassing. Just full on. Seems like the longer people go without being able to find a relationship, the more of a reason you give yourself to blame the other gender. But I'm not here to argue whether you feel like it's embarrassing to have a boyfriend or not. I don't get a girlfriend. I don't give a shit.
All my brothers out there who don't want to be an embarrassing boyfriend, let's do an exercise. What are the 3 things that you can contribute to a woman's life that she cannot achieve, obtain on her own? What are the 3 things? If you can't list 3, this is not a moment to feel shame, sad, anything like that. This is a moment to ignite thought. A moment to light the burner, right? To get your juices, your mental flowing, going, and thinking about what are the things that I can work on being able to contribute to a woman's life that she's not able to do or achieve on her own, okay? It's not the olden days. Women used to need men to access money, certain levels of education, certain levels within certain industry and so forth. Across the board, although there is still a pay disparity in, certain places and spaces, across the board, women are able to do many things. So they don't need men for that anymore. So what can you contribute to their lives, right? It's why women are demanding more emotional intelligence, more men that are capable of doing like physical things in homes or spaces, whatever the case may be. That's why they are seeking those kinds of things. It's just the reality. So I want you to sit and think of the 3 things. You can comment them below. You cannot, you can simply comment, I have some more work to do. And let's say I will give you, let's say in 90 days, okay? As many of you as I can, because I don't know how many will comment that. On February 1st, whoever hasn't come back and listed their 3, if not already listed it, I will comment back to you and I'll say, where are you on your 3 things? What are you thinking? Where are you at? Okay? Someone out here to care, kind of help with that accountability a little bit, and let's figure out. You should have at least 3 things that you can contribute to a woman's life that is a reason why she should want to build a life with you. If you don't, that's all right, but now's the time to start, okay? That's what that entire article is about. Having a boyfriend is embarrassing when he has nothing to contribute to your life but his physical presence. Because at the core of it, boys, it is embarrassing. You should be able to contribute more than that. And I think if you're honest with yourself, you would agree, okay? Also, let me make this very clear. This is not a time to deflect and be like, well, what do women... No. This is between me and you. That's it. What is it that you have to contribute to a relationship? If you don't know the 3 things, let's figure it out. That's why every week here, from boys to men, we're learning different things. We're going over different things. Some of them, a number of you may know, but there's a number of you that I know for a fact do not know because I get messages weekly. Thank you for talking about this. Thank you for introducing this, that, and the other. You know, sitting around and assuming that people know how to do certain things that they have had conversations about or been educated on various things, that's not helpful to anyone. You don't know anyone's upbringing. You don't know what their parents, grandparents, whomever has exposed them to. You don't know any of that, okay? Sometimes baseline knowledge on a variety of things is where some people are starting, and that's absolutely fine. No one's better because they know more, they know less. We all start somewhere, and we build upon that knowledge, okay? I'm wishing you well. You know I'm rooting for you, and we'll talk soon.
Okay, let's talk about this. Go down in the comment section and let me know your own take about the men's reaction to this article. What you think about their reaction. But please, as always, please keep it respectful. You're on this channel. We're allowed to disagree, but do it in a very respectful way. So go ahead, feel free, share your thoughts. Love to know what you guys think. And do you think the article was poorly written? And have you read the article? That should be the first question. Have you read the article? And what do you think generally about the article and men's reaction to this article? So here's my own take about this. I feel like this article is a reminder for a lot of men. And I can see a lot of men try to downplay it and say, oh, this is women hating on each other and all that. But the truth is that a lot of women, as much as they seek validation from the male, for men and all that, and center men, also the way other women perceive them is also very important to them. And I feel like that's one thing the article was highlighting, how before now women look at women that are in relationship like there was something special about it, or women that are in marriages like there's something special. But now, because the fact that the way the social space and even the world and even the internet is so far now, where women were talking to each other, it's almost like everybody's clocking everybody's game. The dating scene, I won't even call it a dating game, the dating scene is almost like going out of existence at this point. Women are beginning to identify that, you know what, having a man is not really a flex, because a lot of the things they said men are going to do for us, especially as a Nigerian woman that lives in Nigeria, especially some of the things they told us that, oh, that's what a man is supposed to do for us. A lot of women can do it for ourselves without adding that extra load, that extra burden to the man. Because the truth is that when it comes to, I've said this 1,001 times here on this channel, when it comes to the dynamic of a relationship, a man and woman relationship, most of the time a woman pulls the more of the emotional, the mental, the sometimes physical work that goes into the relationship. But now a lot of women are opting like, you know what, I am happy by myself. A lot of women have gone to therapy. A lot of women are very self-centered now. A lot of women are very self-aware now. That a lot of women have been able to identify that, you know what, I can actually do fine by myself. I can do good by myself. I can get a job now. I can have a bank account by myself. I can drive by myself. I can do certain things without needing a man. When back in those days, a lot of women needed to have access to men to get some type of this thing. Like even in Nigeria, even to date, there's still some places that even when you go rent a house, or there are some places you go, people don't give you respect because you don't have a man, or you are not married. So you don't have a ring on your finger. Some people don't give you respect. But so far, looking back at where we're coming from and where we are as women, this article, I feel like it just emphasized more on what we as women, how we perceive things now, especially very self-aware women, are women that are not depending on men to exist or for them to be able to live life. And coming from a place where women naturally, we are not even naturally, that we women were raised, or young girls were raised to depend on men, because and our entire existence is so that we can cater for a man, so that the man can cater for us. Now a lot of women are focusing on more catering for themselves, and realizing we don't need a man. So people saying that the article is not a good article, I don't think so. I think it is an amazing article, and I feel like this conversation is very important, because a lot of the time, most of these men, they don't see. Most time they ask women, what do you bring to the table? I feel like right now, at the age where we are now and the times we're in now, is we women that is asking men, what do you bring to the table? Are you ready to be emotionally intelligent? Are you ready to be domesticated? Are you ready to put in the work? Are you ready to build together? If you're not ready to do all that, then I'm better by myself. I have an amazing support system in other women than to be with you. And even some other women like myself has resort to the point say, you know what, we don't even want kids, because sometimes some women go to this man and woman relationship because I have a boyfriend, I know that, because they want to have children, I know that. Now women are saying we don't want. And I feel like this is kind of rubbing men a lot the wrong way. And that's why you can see some of them really bitter. But some of them are really like, I feel like it's clocking in their head now, like realizing that, this thing is clear, like this whole thing of the patriarchy system is falling and it's not going to favor them, because women are deconstructing that. And once they do that, there's really no place for the patriarchy system and for men. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, I really like this conversation, but also the men's reaction really got me laughing and chuckling, because I didn't expect that coming from men, because for me personally, they are losing it. And till they start getting it right and realizing that a woman is a partner, and in a relationship you have to build together. It's not just a one-way thing, or you have to just take. Because the truth is that we've seen our mothers, we've seen our aunties, we've seen even some of ourselves, our friends, how much they give to a relationship, how much they give so that they can be in a relationship, they can have a man, even that in reality, when you do the 1+1, the math is not matching. Anyway, guys, you guys let me know what you guys think about the men's reaction to this conversation down in the comment section. But as always, please keep it respectful. Share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversations. So go ahead, feel free, share this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because this helps YouTube to push up my content for more people to see, and that will be you supporting this channel and this girl here. So go on and do that. Subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you guys in my next video. Deuces.